So, you've been browsing through Twitch, came across one of your favorite streamers playing this new game called Super People. Thought it was kind of a cool looking game, downloaded it, hopped in a game, and yeah, it just didn't go so well. Tried another one, things didn't go much better, so what gives? Is it just a bad game? Are all the players just that much better? Or do you just need a few little tips and tricks to kind of get you going in the right direction? Well, my name is Holiday, and I'm here to tell you that to be number one at the end of the game, there are a few things you'll need to know. Let's start out in the early game. Get down to your chosen spot as quickly as possible, and when the prompt to cut your parachute appears, use it. This will drop you straight down to the ground without taking any damage and gives you just a little bit more time to get to loot before the other guys do. Grab the first gun you find, especially if someone's nearby, and start hunting down some armor and a helmet. A gun is better than no gun, and a loaded gun is better than running to the other side of the building for a blue gun while the other guy is shooting you in the back. Take out anyone that landed with you if possible. The less people you have to worry about at the start, the better. You want to be smart about this. Don't chase the guy across town, but if he's in your building or pushing your building, take the shot. Armor, helmets, and defense bars are your best friends in the early game. If there's multiple teams, having a defense bar popped could help you be ready for the next fight quicker, so when the other team tries to third party, you're already prepared. That 10% damage resistance is huge in the early game where people generally don't have upgraded weapons and can be the deciding factor in a fight. Find some super capsules, get your perks and ultimate ability, and start moving. So you landed, won your fights, now what? Take a minute and make sure you've got a decent amount of loot. Most importantly, make sure you have plenty of meds. Loot as you go, start moving towards the zone if you're outside of it, and if you're looking to take some fights, try to stay near the edge and look for people rotating in. Your personal supply crate should be arriving soon. Inside you'll get a rare or better version of your specialized weapon, as well as some ammo and material. Drop whatever weapon you'll be replacing before opening your crate, so that way the material you get will actually be useful. I recommend adding meds to your personal supply, but that's up to you. By now, you should have your ultimate ability and a decent amount of your perks. It's important to use your abilities in a way that is advantageous to you. On the screen, you'll see me using my Marine ult to win a game. I use it to provide cover out in an open area so the enemy can't see me. If he pushes inside, he doesn't have full vision, and with the storm moving in on his back, I know he's desperate. By peeking in and out of my fog of war, I'm able to get the upper hand as he can't see me and doesn't know when or where I'll peek. I also use my C4 to help pressure him and get a little extra damage in during the fight. Using these abilities together helped me keep the fight in my favor and led to me winning the game. Positioning and good use of your abilities will increase your likelihood to win fights and push you that much closer to winning the game. If you can, avoid fighting in the zone. Keep things moving, don't be afraid to back out of a fight that isn't going your way. Check buildings for better loot as you're moving around the map, and try to stay near cover so if you're shot at or need to take a fight, you aren't out in the open for an easy kill. Now, let's get moving to the next zone. Rotating to the next zone can be one of the easiest or one of the hardest decisions to make on the fly. How many teams are left, any information you have on where teams are, and how far you have to travel to zone all affect how you should rotate. You want to put yourself in the best position possible, and that isn't always an easy choice to make. Early game, rotating is generally pretty easy. If someone's shooting at you and trying to keep you in the zone, you can usually just stay in it and rotate to a new spot where they can't see you. The first two zones don't do much damage, so you can easily out-heal them, but as the game progresses, this will become a much tougher dilemma as the zones deal increasingly more damage. You may need to use your ult to get into zone or to flush another team out of a good position. Sometimes you may even need to play aggressive and push a building to take position from another team. All of these are viable options, and using your utility and abilities is going to make rotating much easier. Having a plan once you see the new zone and being able to make changes on the fly are going to lead to more success when moving to the new zone. So, you've won some fights, it's almost endgame, the zone's getting pretty small and there's only a couple teams left. What now? So there's only 3 teams left. You know where both teams are, and you want the best chance of winning. What do? Play smart. If you want to win the game, do your best to position yourself or your team in a spot where one of the other teams is sandwiched between you and the third team. This works especially well if one or both of the teams have to move to be in the new zone. Use cover, land some shots, and force the other teams to fight and move to you. Now this isn't always easily done, and sometimes you're the team caught in the middle, so what do? You need to get a little aggressive here. Unless the team in zone has really good high ground, they are probably the team you'll want to push. Throw grenades, use your ult, or push after you've got some damage in. Weak players generally won't peek until they've healed up, so use that to your advantage. If you're playing duos or squads, work as a team and use your pings and comms to know where they're at and who's already hurt. No two games are going to play the exact same, so you'll have to take in everything and make a decision on the fly. You won't win them all, but with some practice you'll find out what works for you. Best of luck on your games, and see you soon.